Hello everybody, my name is ElGranJerry, and today I'll be guiding you through this Chrono Trigger tutorial. Today we'll be doing Magus RTA, or Defeat Magus as you want to call it, it's the same thing. So basically what this category entails is just get to Magus as fast as possible and beat him. The main reason I'm doing these tutorials, this Magus category has become really popular to race, since normally the racing category we have, which is any percent no shell skip, takes around 3 hours, give or take. Sometimes a little bit more, because it's a race, so you have to do a little bit safe strats. So Magus RTA has become really popular since it's pretty easy to do in under 2 hours if you put the practice into it. So yeah, first of all I want to note a few things. Please go to chrono.wiki.com. There's the link. And go to strategies, and there open something that's called Magus RTA route. Well, defeat Magus route, just whatever those names are. Not sure what I'm gonna call it yet. You can open that, and you can also open the any percent boss patterns guide. Why are you gonna open the any percent boss patterns guide? Well, the bosses in any percent and defeat Magus RTA are really similar. There's only one difference in flee, which I'll be noting, and even if you do the any percent strat, it doesn't lose that much time. It loses like 2 seconds, because in this route we do it with Robo, and any percent you do it with Marl. So it's the same thing. So have those two documents open. Have the Magus RTA route open, and have the boss patterns guide that it's over there. Any percent boss patterns guide. So yeah, chrono.wiki.com. That's gonna be your page to look for everything Chrono Trigger related. Okay, so once you have that open, I recommend printing it so you can just write over it, you know, make your own notes as you're playing, like, oh okay, here I need to do this, just for you to remember when you're actually racing or doing the run. So let's get started, shall we? Normally when we're playing Chrono Trigger, once we press start here is when we will start the timer. I'll mention that in a second. I forgot to mention something. Okay, first things first, RNG manipulation. As you might know, this game is heavy with RNG manipulation. It's pretty easy to do, so don't be scared. I'll be explaining it step by step, every single thing. If I do a backup and I get different RNG, I'll be mentioning it in this route. There's basically no randomness left for us. We've, as a community, deciphered everything. Or most of the things in this game. So the route's really optimized, RNG is really optimized, but we know exactly how it works. It's not random anymore for us. So first things first, you want to make sure you have at least a save file. Why is that? You want to delete your save files. And what this does is that it's gonna put we're gonna call it RNG value. RNG value here. There's a couple different values, your critical value, your battle value, but for simplicity issues, we're gonna call everything your RNG value, just for that. So what we do here is that by doing this and resetting, it sets our RNG to 0, because depending on how much time we spend on this screen, it's what RNG seed we're gonna get. Okay, so let's say we reload, and after we have mid game we do a save or something, and we spend a little bit of time here. Depending on where you load is where your RNG seed is at, which means like how the AI is gonna behave. So sometimes if you were doing Magus, for example, casually, and you couldn't beat him, and then you reloaded because you died or something, and you get a different pattern, well, that's why. So the reason we're doing this is when we reset, we're gonna skip that screen completely. We're not gonna see it. So we're gonna start at RNG value 0. I'm gonna keep mentioning RNG throughout the run, don't worry. Also, what I meant to say is that when you want to do a run and submit to the leaderboards, well, this category is not in the leaderboards, but hopefully we'll just add it soon since it's a fun racing category. If not, it's fine. The timer starts here. So as soon as you press start here, you start the timer. So at the same time, start and start timer, you know? So just so you can see it, I put my timer on screen because I'm gonna be showing some things with the timer. So just press start and start the timer, and that's how it works basically. Okay. If you're watching this because we're gonna do the Chrono Trigger Magus RTA tournament, fan, just for tournament issues, we're gonna start here. because the way speedruns live work, it's that it gives you a countdown. So in order for us to be like waiting and then 5 seconds, reset, press start a timer at the same time, uh, everything's it's on. So we're gonna just start here. So if you're doing this for the Chrono Trigger Magus RTA tournament, you can just start on this screen. As soon as our SRL runs down to 0, boom, we start. Okay. Okay, so let's get started. We have active on wait. The reason we select wait, it's because it take your time to choose items and fight strategically. What does this mean? It means that when you enter your item or your tech menu, the action bar stops. The action bar is the way Chrono Trigger works. The battles in Chrono Trigger work in this game. Uh, Basically, each character has an action bar. Even the enemies have an action bar, but you don't see it. And based on your speed, you get your attacks. You get a chance to do attack, tech, or item. We're gonna explain that a little bit later. And uh, depending on what you do, you might want to have times. For example, I'm gonna do a tech, but I want to have time to select the tech because it's all the way down, and I don't want the enemy to attack me. If we select active, even when we're selecting our item, the enemies can attack us. And by selecting wait, we can pause that timer, select our item, and we can plan the fight like this. Like if we always do things the same way, we're gonna get the same fights. So basically that's how the way we're gonna do things, just to explain it in a simple way. So we select wait, and here we have to rename Chrono. We don't want to delete our characters with B, because that's just gonna leave a we don't just want to delete our characters with, yeah, it's B, yeah, with B. We want to select the null character. Why do we want to do this? Well, the reason is if you delete your characters, you have blank spaces, and the game still, even if you put 5 blank spaces, the game still displays the 5 blank spaces. Each character in this game equals a frame. Okay, so by reducing our character name to one character, in this case Chrono, we reduce every time they say Chrono from 5 to 1 frame of time. So it's gonna save time overall in the run. It's not that much, but it's enough to be worth it. So after you rename Chrono, we'll just leave the O alone. We're ready to roll. Okay, so welcome to Chrono Trigger. We have the nice little intro here. While we're waiting, I will explain how the text works in this game. Text advances automatically, always at the same speed. It's not like some games where you can press B to make it go faster. No. So you wanna mash to be able to close text fast enough. So just be mashing A to close the text. Sometimes the way the text works is in cycles. So sometimes you might be able to close text a little bit early by mashing on time, like 4 frames early. If not, you have to wait those 4 frames, and you will close it after if you're not mashing. So for text, you don't need to press any button except A, just mash. Mash, 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 mash. That's it. Okay, as soon as we start, we gain control of Chrono. First menu in the game. So before we go down, we do a menu. This is the first menu in the game and it's one of the most important ones because it's gonna set basically most of the game. So first things first, our battle speed. This makes, as I explained before, you're gonna see it in the later fights, how the action bar fails. If we select battle speed 1, the action bar will feel the fastest. So we want to do this because if we select 8, it takes like, I don't know, 10 seconds for our action bar to fill, and that's really, really slow. If we put 1, it's gonna regen really fast. We're also gonna select save battle cursor. The thing that this does, it's if let's say you did a lightning attack with Chrono, and the next turn Chrono has to do another lightning attack, the game will remember you did a lightning attack, so you can just mash an input lightning attack really fast. That's one of the things. The second thing is that by activating this, you can hold X, and when you hold X, you'll attack on the first frame, do the normal attack. So that's really, really helpful for us. You're gonna see that used a lot, and that's the main reason why we definitely want to put the battle cursor. And for me personally, I changed my controllers here. There's a little bit later in the game, we're gonna see the Guardian, and you have to change your controllers in the Guardian room in order to skip that boss. So If you don't like the SNES layout, or you did play with a different controller layout, this game gives you complete freedom to map your controllers however you want. And luckily for us, since later in the game we need to change our controllers to a different setup, we can do it from right here, and then we can just play with our controller setup the rest of the game. The only thing that we need to check is that menu doesn't stay in X. That's the only thing. Okay, so I'm gonna change my controls. I normally place A onto B. I set cancel onto Y. That's just me. And I set menu 3, 4, 5 onto A. And I mean, as I said, that's me. Oh, sorry. And yeah, so after you set your menu, you're ready to go. Chrono Trigger, Magus RTA, here we go. Talk to your mom. And then name Luca, again, null character on the bottom right. And just name her. Be sure not to mash here. I mean, you can mash, I'm not gonna say don't mash. But I mean, if you mash, you might talk to Chrono's mom. You might see in a save state. I'm gonna be using save states in order to explain different things, backups, etc. Okay, something I should note at this point is if you're playing on SNES or emulator, this route will work perfectly. If you're playing on Wii Virtual Console, there's one fight where a backup strat. It's a backup strat. I'm gonna say it's called it for the slash fight. There's a backup strat that makes it a little bit easier, but it doesn't work on the Wii Virtual Console. I'm just throwing it out there because it's slower. But yeah, it doesn't work on the Wii Virtual Console. We don't know why. It works on SNES and emulator, and that's the only fight. The only differences aside from that is that the SNES runs at a faster frame rate than emulator and Wii Virtual Console. So if you have the chance to play on a card, please do so. It's the fastest way to run the game. If you play on emulator, I still play on emulator. I have my card, but I haven't got my streaming set up. It's fine. You don't lose that much time, trust me. Just a few seconds. Well, maybe, like in this 2-hour run, it would be, I don't know, like 20 seconds, 30 seconds, something like that. It's not that big of a deal, honestly. So don't let that discourage you from playing this game. Aside from that, the 3 versions work the same. So we're gonna go through here, and we're gonna talk to Marl. And here's where the first thing happens. We talk to Marl. We don't wanna mash A after the text. We wanna wait until Chrono gets up. Don't mash A. If we talk to Marl here, so you just get the pendant, talk to Marl. If we talk to Marl before getting the pendant, we're not gonna be able to get guilty in the trial later on, and that's gonna lose time. I mean, I'm gonna explain it later, but it's a possibility just to not save time, not lose time, just not save time. So just wait for Chrono to get up and get the pendant. Don't mash A during that period he's in the floor. Again, name Marl to one character. Marl best waifu for the win. Okay. I had to mention it. We're gonna go down and we're gonna talk to the shop guy. Just close the shop, and then we're gonna get the message that, you know, Luca's device is set up. Let's go. We're gonna go up. If you've seen people skip this text here, you can do something called candy skip, which lets you skip this text. The thing is, in the any percent or Magus RTA categories, since you come back to this time period, you'll get this cutscene on the first frame on the way back. So candy skip, I think it might save a few frames since it activates on the first frame when you get back. But it's not a real time saver in this run. Here you want to talk to Luca. Okay, we don't want to get into a teleport though. This is the first mini skip or something. I don't know if it's a skip really. You don't need to get into a teleport, you just need to talk to Marl. And once you talk to Marl, you can continue on with the story. Okay, so I'm just gonna start explaining from here, I guess, a little bit about the battles in this game. And a little bit about RNG. I don't want to get too deep into it just yet, because the Dragon Tank fight is going to be perfect for RNG and critical manipulation to explain it. But we're going to see in the next fight, we're going to get 3 blue imps. So right now, remember I mentioned at the start of the video, we are at RNG value 0, okay? And the way RNG advances in this game is that depending on every battle you enter, each battle is gonna advance you by a different number. And each attack you do, it's gonna advance you by 1. Each attack, just attacks, it's gonna advance you by 1. And at the end of each battle, your battle value overrides your critical value, which is the one we do to get crits. And that's how we know if we're well, we just put it into 1. I mean, we just call it RNG right now. So in this next fight for the blue imps, you're gonna see me take a hit, when you can do this fight without taking a hit. But we're doing that because that will change the value I'm getting from the RNG value I'm getting, and it's gonna set up the AI for the later fights, specifically the Nagaite fight, which can be pretty much of a troll if you don't play it correctly. So let's go to the past. 600 AD, here we go. Follow you to know what went wrong. Oh, I love this game. Let's go. Okay. You just wait here. Okay. I'm gonna make a save state. Just run to the left. Just get out of here. For this fight, we're gonna do what the holding X thing I mentioned. Once the menu appears, you can start holding X. If you hold X before the menu appears, you won't attack on the first possible frame. So we want to start holding X as soon as the menu is loading. So just hold X. And then we're gonna let go of X. We're gonna get hit. And then once we get hit, we hold X again. We're gonna crit this little guy. And then we're gonna get hit again, which is it's expected. And then we're gonna kill this guy. This is gonna set up our RNG for the next fight. So just make sure for this fight, what you do is attack, crit. Wait, let's do it again just to show you. Okay. Just like do it a little bit faster. So just here, hold X, release X, just don't do anything. Hold X to crit, and then just keep holding X. Here you can keep holding X, so you'll attack as soon as possible, a little after this guy. And one thing, when you get the experience coins and tech points thingy in the bottom, like right now, you can just hold A. You don't need to mash, just hold A and you'll advance it as soon as possible. That's something I wanted to mention. Something is, if you're attacking with A, please stop doing so and start using X. It's gonna be really important for later fights in order for you to be able to keep your RNG and control the enemy AI in the best way possible. Here we get to the first real skip of the game. This is called bird skip. What we do is basically we set our foot past that pixel and a certain pixel in the bridge, and we run up. Okay. So you're gonna see how Chrono's right foot is just past the wooden bridge. For this glitch, it's not a glitch, it's a skip. For this skip, you wanna make sure you do it on the top or on the bottom. But if you do it kind of in the middle and you run up, there's a certain there's some chance you might get caught. So I always do it on the top. Just set Chrono like this. And you wanna hold up. I'm gonna make a save state. And then you wanna hold B like run and up. Because if you walk, bam, you get into the fight. But if you run, you can skip the fight. Okay? So just remember this position. And something I should mention while we're here is that every time you do a tap, Chrono can move 1 or 2 pixels. It's just random. So let's say I am here and I'm missing 1 pixel for Chrono to be on the right. I'm missing 1 pixel for Chrono to be on the right position. Okay? If I tap, the Chrono moved 1. But there's a chance that when you tap, Chrono might move 2. It's just random, and we don't know what causes it. So if you're 1 pixel away, like from oh, I'm 1 pixel early, well, my best advice would be to just go not that far back, just like go back and reset yourself and not risk something like this happening. It's pretty tricky since it's, you know, you have to be on the right pixel and then just run up. So make sure you practice this, it's really important. In Magus RTA we're gonna do it 1 to 3 times, and overall it saves like a minute or so, especially because in this time we're gonna, if you fail it and you get into an extra battle, we don't account that in our RNG manipulation. So if you get into an extra battle, you're gonna have to do a save and reload, and for this part of the run the save and reload's not worth it, but later on for Magus and stuff. So right now if you fail this, you can just keep going and do the next fights sort of YOLO. I mean, not sort of YOLO because they're not hard. You're gonna get a pretty similar pattern to what we're gonna get with the right RNG. But there's a chance that Nagaheads might shoot some slow spells at you, and that will just lose like 5 seconds each slow spell. So you might lose like, I don't know, 15 seconds plus whatever the bird skip time for the battle takes you 15 seconds. So you might lose like 30 seconds if you fail this right now. But it's not a big deal. It's not a reset point, and since you can't save before this, then it doesn't matter. So if you miss it, just keep going and assume you got it for a tutorial, obviously. So just run down. We're gonna get this chest. That's the power glove. We're gonna use this pretty soon to perform the unequip glitch. And we're gonna get going. Oh, they opened it, sorry. I wanted to hold A, and when you hold A, you enter the zones on the first frame. Make sure you're not holding A all the time, because if you go like really close to a house or something, you're gonna enter the house. But yeah. Okay, so I'm not gonna sit here and explain every single battle position in this game. More or less based on my movement, you can figure them where there's a battle and where there's not. The reason is there's just too many battles in this game, and most of them activate when you step on a certain point in the floor. So when you're playing this, I mean, you can just follow the route and check where there's a battle and where there's not. I'm gonna do the fastest way to get through this and through the different zones. So just like get close to a tree, hold up right, up here, close to the trees to the right, and hold up. I'm gonna go into the castle. Again, just keep mashing. Mashing text. The way the battles Chrono Trigger work, we guess I should mention this right now. Some are hidden and some are visible. We're gonna see that in the Cathedral in just a few seconds. I mean, a few minutes, seconds, sorry. In that area we went through, all the battles are hidden. So if you step on a certain point, let's say I step here, boom, there's a battle there. But if I step 1 pixel beside that, the battle never activates because, you know, there's nothing there. Like, there's no battle. So we can use that by knowing to skip it. So as I said, I'm going to be following a certain route, and you can just like see what I'm doing in the tutorial, just play it yourself, and while you're playing it, you can just go moving and see. Oh, I didn't know there was a battle here. It has happened to me. I'm doing a run. I'm just running around, and then like, what? There's a battle there? Okay. So just play with it, see where the battles activate. Make sure you don't hit the triggers, because you lose your RNG. But as I said earlier, if you lose your RNG in this part, it's not punishing. Just you lose like a few seconds. But yeah, overall, Magus RTA category can be done without RNG manipulation, and you can still get sub 2 hours, which is really good times. So RNG manipulation just help you do that. If you lose your RNG, don't panic. Just keep going. That's pretty easy once you understand the game. Like, what are the weaknesses for the bosses and stuff. You'll just breeze through it. It doesn't really matter. You have the RNG or not. Okay, so please don't panic if you lose your RNG manipulation. You're obviously gonna lose it in your first runs. Just keep going. To be honest, I'm gonna mention a lot of backup loads throughout the run. But some parts they're just so easy that the backup load's not even worth getting to, you know. And it's gonna lose more time, so just play the game without it. Okay. So this is where I call the final part of the intro. The cool thing about this game that I like is we actually had like a nice skip at the start. We got to play a little bit, we got a few battles, we got a battle. So yeah, the intro is a little bit interesting as well. Just keep mashing. Mashing through text, I'm sorry. Okay, we get Luca, and we just go out to the castle, and we're gonna do, I think, our only grind in the game. I lied. We're gonna do two more battle grinds in the game, in Tyrannosaur. Oh, we don't get to Tyrannosaur in Magus RTA. These are the only two battles in the game we're gonna grind. So by grind I mean play out of the route that are not required. So yeah, that's how cool this game is. You're gonna get to Magus at a really low level and be able to beat him like pretty nicely, even so you're low level. So these two these two fights are the only ones we're gonna do for just grinding out of the route, and the reason is we're gonna get Firewhirl for the Naga hits. So we're gonna activate this battle. Yes, there's a battle here, and this battle can go a few different ways. I'm gonna show the fastest way, and then I'm just gonna show you what if it goes wrong. So first of all, you wanna crit the guy in the bottom as soon as possible. So you wanna do X up X as soon as possible. As soon as Chrono gets, just attack as soon as possible. Wanna hold A, attack with Luca. We want Chrono to attack that guy, and then we want Luca to select the guy Chrono killed. Okay? Why do we want Luca to select the enemy Chrono killed? Well, the reason we want Luca to select the enemy Chrono kill is because when, let's say Chrono attacks an enemy and Luca attacks the same enemy, but the enemy Chrono kills dies. So the game gives you a jump in your RNG value to a different value. You don't really have to know this, just know the mechanic of how it works. And by selecting that, we're gonna be able to get into a spot where we're gonna get a good enemy AI for the Naga head fight. So we're gonna keep doing this fast. So you wanna do attack the bottom guy, so X up X as soon as possible. Hold X with Luca, like attack with Luca. We're gonna wait for Luca's action bar to fill here, and then you can just hold X. Make sure both attack the top enemy, and Luca's gonna crit the bottom guy. The other thing that can happen in this fight is, oh, I didn't get to attack the bottom enemy. That's fine. It's the same thing. The only thing is you're gonna get hit. It doesn't matter. But just do everything the same way. You're everything's gonna work the same way. You're just gonna get hit. So recap again. Check the bottom guy. Attack with Luca. Wait for Luca's action bar. This is really important. So we both need to attack the alive enemy because of the reasons I explained. Just 36 in. And first battle done. Good job. You're on the right RNG. Again, if you got hit in that fight because you couldn't select the bottom guy, then it's fine as well. You're not gonna lose anything. You're gonna lose like 2 seconds because of the time the enemy takes to hit you. Well, it's more like 4. But I mean, it's not a big deal. We're gonna go down to this fight. We're gonna get this power tab, and we're gonna activate this fight. This fight's pretty cool. We wanna hold X. We wanna attack as soon as possible with Chrono. We want Luca to attack the left one, but we want Chrono to attack the left one as well. Okay. And the reason we do this is before this, we used to do a strat where we waited for the police. So the old strat's this. We waited for the police to get to a certain position and then we attack them, and that's slow. So by abusing the jumps in RNG value, or by using them in our favor, we hold X with Chrono, and then Luca attacks the left when Chrono's action bar fills, and Chrono attacks the left as well. Make sure you don't just hold X. You want to make sure Chrono attacks the left guy as well, okay? So simple fights, both of them. Just practice them. You'll get the hang of it really soon. You want both of them to attack the left guy. That's gonna make the jump in the RNG value. Again, if you messed up these fights, don't worry. Just kill them with attacks. It's not hard. And the only thing is you might get slowed in the Nagate fight, which might cost a few seconds. Not a big deal. I'm mentioning this because I've heard a lot of people that just start a run and they lose their RNG here and it's like, nope, I need to reset or I'm not gonna play this game. And I'm like, dude, you lost 5 seconds. Like, come on. But yeah, especially when you're starting, you shouldn't really worry too much about it. After those 2 fights, you saw we learned Firewall. I'm gonna enter the Cathedral. As soon as you enter the Cathedral, you wanna hold up. And you wanna start mashing A. So for this fight, position matters a little bit. But it honestly has never happened to me that I got the wrong Nagate pattern. So just hold up and start running like as soon as you enter the Cathedral and mash A so you can get the hairpin from the bottom. That's the only thing. And this is the Nagate fight. Pretty simple. For this fight, actually you wanna hold X, you wanna do a crit with Chrono. You're gonna say, Jerry, crit doesn't kill. Why are you doing it? Well, the reason is to set up the Nagate AI to do what we want. So by creating this Nagate, we can do a firewall with Luca and kill 3 Nagates. Quick thing here: if you wanna just mash the firewall, you can select these 3. If you move faster and select this, if you move fast enough and you select the 3 in the left just by pressing up, you actually save like 0.2 seconds or something. So if you're fast enough and you're comfortable with the menu and stuff, if you get here and then you have to think and change to the left, it's not worth it because, as I said, if you do it fast enough, you only save like 0.2 seconds. It doesn't change your RNG or anything. It's just because Lucas fired flame toss, sorry, it's slower to get like to the other side of the room. That's the only thing. And we get hit, and then you flame toss the Nagates. Okay, so that's the way this fight works. If you're not on the right RNG, and sometimes the Nagate will move in a similar pattern where you'll get 3 of them to firewall them. If you don't get them on a similar pattern, just do firewall 2 and firewall to the other 2. Not a big deal. But yeah, let's just do this. Hold X. Attack the ones on the left. I mean, the ones you want. Boom. Boom. And then flame toss. Pretty simple. And this is the fight we had to set up our RNG for. There's one coming up later, but this one, if you're not on the right RNG and with firewalls, you might get slow spell, which lowers your speed and your action bar feels really slowly. It's fine. I mean, it's just a minor time loss. It's not a big deal. You're not gonna die in this fight. Don't worry. So this is Frog, Glenn, the Master. Yeah, we're gonna go with him. And same as the other characters, we're gonna name him one letter. Frog actually has a null character on the 5th one where he has nothing. So you just need to replace the first 3. And that's like G will do. Okay, cool. Then we are gonna play the organ. I think it's an organ. Or is that the name? I mean, like those big pianos. I don't. Yeah, organ noise in Spanish. Yeah, organ. Whatever. If not, I'm sorry. And we're gonna go through the Cathedral, which is actually my favorite area in the game. It has a lot of movement already. And we're gonna introduce you to your first 3 glitches as well. So first things first, let's go to Cathedral. There's 2 routes to take here. The first one, the one I do. You go to a top here. You sort of get through these guys and you come here. The second one, which is the one many runners do as well. You go down here. Just move through this, guys. And you do that. Okay. And you're single-handedly alright. So, you just go through Cathedral. We're gonna get the Steel Saber first. And then we're gonna open this door. And we're gonna get the power tap. You can do a fade out glitch to get this power tap. I'm gonna explain what a fade out is in just a second. But if you're not good with fade outs and you do it like in 2 or 3 fade outs, it doesn't save time. So I always get it normally. It's honestly better. Okay, I'm gonna just enter the again so I can reset the cycle. Because you wanna be fast with the movement. Since this game those enemies work in cycles. You're gonna go fast. You wanna go close here so you can beat that Diablo. And here those snakes control you. Make sure you're as close to the left as possible. Sometimes those snakes will be like on the left and you'll get into the fight. I think that fight has happened 2 times to me in like, I don't know how many attempts I've done. A lot. So sometimes they'll just troll you with their position. But I mean, there's nothing you can do about it. First, here you want to go down the stairs. That little stop is because of the stairs, so you want to run through here. If you run through here, you're not gonna get into the fight with the bats. If you go through the middle, through a red carpet, as I just did there, you're gonna get into a fight. So just get this. I mean, you can go down wherever you want. Just go a little bit to the right. Don't press that button. Go down here. If you go up, there's a fight. Okay? I shouldn't be explaining all these fight locations, but whatever. I'm just gonna do it now. Low here, and then this guy, depending on his position, you're gonna have to go above him or below him, so it doesn't really matter. Just press this button. Skip this guy. For this bat right here, even if he's in your way, you can hold down left. He's never going to catch you. So as soon as you're coming down through the door, hold down left. And even if you go like on top of him, he's not going to catch you. And here we have our last fight of this section, and pretty much our last fight for the next 10 minutes in the run. This is the Henshin Diablo fight. It's a pretty simple fight. If you're on the right RNG, you want to attack with Frog, the left Diablo. You want to do a fireball. You don't want to mash the fireball. You want to just wait a little bit, so you can fireball the 3 henches at the same time. You don't want to wait too much, because then the henches are gonna separate, and you're not gonna be able to fireball the 3 of them. But if you mash the fireball and do it too fast, then Frog won't attack the next guy automatically. So the way I did it is fireball and hold X again. Let's assume you're not on the right RNG and Frog doesn't get the crit. Don't worry, attack with Frog, the one on the left, same thing. If it didn't kill him, that's fine. Fireball the 3 henches as usual, just get rid of those. Then attack with Frog, the one on the right, because it's possible Frog might have a crit next. Because normally, depending on where you messed up, Frog might have a crit for the next one. So Frog kills with a crit the right one, even if he doesn't kill the right one, and then just attack with Luke and attack with Chrono, and both would die. Just a few extra attacks. It's not a big deal. After you beat this fight, voila. Your RNG doesn't matter after this, because we're gonna save and reset, and that's gonna simply just reset our RNG. We're gonna open the door. Go down. You wanna go down the left side so you don't get the slide animation again. Again, we're right off the red carpet. We're gonna get this heal. We don't. Oh. I got the tonic. It's not a big deal. We're gonna get a tonic later. You don't need to get the tonic, sorry. But we were gonna get this heal, and the reason is we're not gonna use it. We use it in any %, no lava shell skip. But the reason is it's gonna set our menu to a certain way, where the shelter is gonna be just 1 press away. So it's gonna be really fast for us to select that shelter. That's the main thing. So you wanna get that heal, not the tonic. Whatever. If you get the tonic, that's fine. Whatever. And okay, I guess I'm gonna explain it right now. This is the first 3 glitches of the game. So you basically perform 3 glitches in like a 12-second span or whatever, 15-second span. I'm gonna take my time here and explain each and every single one of them. I'm gonna make a save state here. The first glitch we're gonna explain is the fade out glitch. So what's the fade out glitch? Well, when you enter a loading zone, you can see how the screen takes time to buffer. So you can enter the loading zone, you can move out of it, and then you can open the menu, and opening the menu cancels the loading zone animation. Why? Who knows? That's just because it takes that time. So opening the menu just resets that animation, and you can move during it. My best recommendation would be to don't get into the fight, whatever. Yeah. Don't touch those guys, because if you touch those guys, you're gonna get into an action. But my best recommendation for you would be make a save, reset. This is just my recommendation for you guys if you're practicing the fade out glitch. If you're new with the fade out glitch, there's no enemies now, so you can just enter here, just run around, practice your fade out glitches. There's something with the fade out glitch called start plus B fade outs, okay? So if you hold start and B, you're not gonna see the menu. You can see that I'm not seeing the menu, right? So that's faster. If you don't hold start plus B, then you're gonna rely on yourself and the timing of yourself to close the menu and open it again as fast as possible. So if you can do start plus B fade outs, go ahead. I just switched to the SNES controller, so I'm not really good at them. But I really recommend practicing them since we're gonna be fading out quite a bit of things in this run. Okay, so just practice it. And this thing, what it does, it's we're gonna use it to skip fights later on, since we're gonna touch the fight and then the game's gonna boom, take us out to the next zone, because the loading zone's still active, the one we touched. Sorry. Okay, so basically that's what it's gonna help us for. But it also has a second use. The second use is the save anywhere glitch. So by doing the fade out glitch and standing on top of a save point, make sure if you're new to this and you've never done this glitch, make sure you can save. If you can save, it means you're standing on top of the save point. Okay, so if you wanna make up a safety save here, whatever, that's fine. And then just close the menu. And because you were standing on top of the save point and then the loading zone took you out, the game thinks, well, this guy's still on top of save point, right? So he can save anywhere in this room. We can do a save here. We can do a save here. We can do a save past the trigger of the boss to skip it. Well, yeah, we can do it. And that's what we're gonna do. But first... Okay, so that's the way the save anywhere works. You can save anywhere, but once you go into a room with another save point, the save anywhere disappears. So we're gonna be getting it a few times throughout this Magus RTA run. So now that we do those two glitches, I'm gonna do what you're supposed to do next in the route, which is do the fade out glitch, stand on top of the save point, and then, I mean, you can do it in any of the other menu openings you have. We're going to do our first menu of the day. I mean, our first real equips of the day. Of the run, sorry. But a little twist, because we're going to do also the unequip glitch. Okay, so what is the unequip glitch, Jerry? The unequip glitch is a glitch that lets you take off your helmet and your armor. How does it work? Well, the way it works is you can see Luca has no helmet or armor on the left side of the screen, you know, on her equipable slots. Chrono does have an extra power glove, so by pressing R, you can switch between characters, right? 3 of them. If you press left, you toggle the other way. So in this case, if you press up and R on the same frame, the game thinks, oh, well, we can equip the power glove on Luca's armor. Cool. So, but once you press A, the game checks and, well, you can't really equip the power glove on an armor slot, and it gives you the chance to take off your armor. And this is gonna give Luca magic resistance and magic attack. Okay? And that's the main reason we play on the English version for this run. Because this gives us magic attack as well, not only magic resistance. Like the Japanese version, it only gives you magic resistance, and it gives you magic resistance against 3 elements: lightning, water, and shadow. Not fire. You're still vulnerable to fire, and obviously you're really weak to physical attacks. But luckily for us in this game, most of the attacks we're gonna get hit with are magical. So, whew, that's good. And the next thing about the unequip glitch is if I try to do it again, like let's say I try to do it and there's the power glove on Luca's armor. If Luca has an armor there, the game's gonna say, well, I mean, you have to equip this, like, you can't just have Luca with nothing, you know? So you're gonna make sure you have no armor helmets, like, on the backup, you know? Okay, so let's go back. The way, okay, something else about the unequip glitch. Chrono can unequip Luca. Luca can unequip Frog. but Frog can't unequip Chrono. Okay, so think about it like there's a line, and you can unequip this, you can unequip this, but Frog can't unequip Chrono because he's the first, so you can't cycle that way. You can't cycle, like you can't cross the cycle. Your character number 3 can't unequip your character number 1. Okay. When you have 6 party members, your party member number 6 can't unequip number 1. It doesn't work like that. Also, we're gonna see later in the game, you can unequip by using the down and L glitch. Right now I don't have an extra weapon, but if I had, Frog can unequip Luca, Luca can unequip Chrono, but Chrono can't, even though he has a steel saber, Chrono can't unequip Frog. It's not possible because Frog's number 3, so 1, 2, 3, Chrono can unequip Luca, but there's nothing, like he can't unequip Frog. Period. That's the way the game works, okay? So let's just keep that in mind. And sometimes the reason we have certain party in a certain way is because we want to equip a certain character. So it just works out. So for this menu, now that we're getting back into the route, we want to equip the steel saber, and we're gonna do we're gonna equip the power glove. Sorry. So steel saber and power glove on Chrono. Unequip Luca's armor. Unequip Luca's helmet, and give Luca the bandana. That's it. That's our first menu of the game. Oh, sorry, that's not our first menu of the game, really sorry. And use the 2 power taps on Chrono. Okay, so wanna see it again? Steel saber, power glove, unequip glitch. If you failed it, you can just like go back to Chrono and try it again. It like you only lose time if you fail it. You don't like have to reset or anything. You can try it as many times as you wish. Equip the bandana on Luca. The 2 PTs in front, and that's it. You can do a safety save if you want. That's up to you. I'm standing up to the save point, and I'll just run forward and do the save. Okay. So what did you see there? I'm gonna just do it again. I should do a save state, definitely, because I'm gonna explain it. So do your menu. There. After doing your menu, you're gonna close this, right? And you're gonna enter the next room. As soon as you enter the next room, hold up. The reason is the way triggers in this game work. There are moving triggers, for some reason. So by entering the room and holding forward, like run forward, we're making sure we always get the same trigger at the same point, because sometimes the trigger might be a little bit lower, and it might just mess up with us. And it's like, okay, I always did this glitch, like. The fight never activated until this point, but sometimes it will activate here, so it's really weird. So I'm gonna make a save state. I'm just gonna close it. You're gonna run forward, and as soon as you're like right below the carpet, you can do it there. You can do it there. That's pretty early. You can do it there. You can do it there. You can do it there. Okay, there I got caught. See? Okay, so you can see that I am right above the carpet. That's where you get caught. Okay. So what we're gonna do is, as soon as we finish this, get the save anywhere, hold up, save. So you're gonna get to a point. This is pretty simple to do, and you're just gonna boom, make a save. That's it. What we're doing right here is we're saving past the moving trigger. Do the reset. Oh, okay, one more thing I need to note. If you change your controllers at the start of the game, the controls in the menu work as the SNES controller is, not as you change your controller in-game, okay? So the A button will be the SNES A, no, not the one you changed it to, if you changed it, okay? So I'm just gonna reload here. At the beginning I mentioned about RNG. You don't care about RNG right now, you're just gonna mash and to load as fast as possible, whatever. And we're gonna do something called text skip. So you're gonna see the text is on screen, and I need to press A to cancel it, right? You wanna press A, of course, but for the next ones, I mean, you're just gonna move the characters off screen. So Lean is gonna talk, I move Lean off screen, her text cancels before it even appears and before I can even close it. Oh, Chancellor, we don't really care about you. Okay, so just practice the text canceling. It's pretty simple, to be honest. I'm just gonna do it again. Oh. Okay, whatever. I'm just gonna do this whole sequence again as fast as possible. Just make the save, not hard. You have like a really big trigger. This is the easy skip of the game. Reload, hold down, and just text skip the characters. You might need to practice this, find some audio cues, special cues, whatever that works for you. In this game, there are many things that work for different people, so. so just cancel them. Now you wanna take this guy. We're gonna get the meat eater because why not? Um, you pretty much don't need this, but we wanna get a certain position for our items, for our shelter to be in a nice position. And the way that the fight works for you to skip it is you wanna have the fight off screen. Okay, so I'm not gonna I'm not gonna go back again. But if you are still seeing Hekran once the fight starts, then Yakra. Once the fight starts, you're gonna fight him. So the way the save anywhere glitch works is we save past the trigger, we run down, and we have the fight not on screen. So the game thinks, oh, I mean the fight's not on screen, so he already won. He can't be off screen. There's the fight still going. So the game just kills the boss and gives you the next the next area. So that's all you want to do. You want to be down below without seeing Yakra, and then just advance. Just go down. Okay. Good. Just match the text here as well. Frog theme. Amazing song. The music in this game, I mean, I'm pretty sure you've noticed it if you played it before. Right now it's amazing. We're gonna go get Marl again. Okay, so also you might see my splits, and I have Yakra skip. I normally split once the screen fades to black after the cutscene ends and we get taken to the castle. My splits are just a suggestion of what I normally split for. So if you want to have an idea of what splits I use or whatever, you can just follow those. After Nisvel, there's the slash split. I'll be showing it once we get to slash. Some people like to add an extra split between Dragon Tank and our series for the Guardian. I don't like it, but people like to. I mean, you can split for every door if you want to. That's up to you. It's not gonna change your end time. I just find these splits to be like, pretty much show good segments and not just, oh, my best time is a 140 something. Well, that's because you split at every door, so you've done it perfect, So yeah, I don't know. That's just the way I like it. I guess everybody has their own opinions, and I respect them. This is called frog skip. Just move. Don't talk to him. Don't touch him. And just kidding. Just don't talk to him. You would lose like 20 seconds by talking to him. And again, just run through this forest. I got stuck there. That was my bad. Through this forest. Get out of here. And let's go back to the future. As I said before, you want to hold A, but for example, you don't want to hold A here because you're gonna enter the market, So you want to start holding A, like after you get through this, you want to start holding A so you can enter this on the first frame, And here we're gonna do a little bit of another application of the save anywhere glitch. So once we get past these stairs, we can use the save anywhere glitch, which is still active, to skip this next fight called the bird, which is the bird fight. We call this the reverse bird skip. And the way this works is you can save anywhere, really. Okay, so I'm just gonna go out and trying to do it in like a full motion so you can see it. And then I'll go back and explain it. So you do this. You can save anywhere. Make sure you don't save like close to here or close to the walls because you're gonna soft lock. My ideal position is I just go up the stairs and just save right here, like where these flowers are. Normally that's my visual cue. So once I get past that flowers, I just like save here or whatever. As I said, it's not like an exact one. You can just save wherever you want. You can save in spot 2 if you want, you can save in spot 1 if you want, whatever. Okay? And then you're gonna reset. And here is where the RNG manipulation comes. What I mentioned at the start of the game, that every certain time you spend on this screen is gonna advance your RNG by a certain value. So we want to get a certain value so we can advance this by another certain value, and we can get a really fast Dragon Tank fight. So what we're gonna do here is we're gonna do our first timed reloads, basically. There are different strats for this. Some people count the scrolls, like each scroll of mine is 0.4 seconds, so I know that if I scroll 3 times, it's a 1.2 second in the title screen. Some people use a metronome, I guess. Some people, I don't know, they just count in their head. Some people, whatever. My idea is I just look at my splits and I use the timer. Whenever I see the title screen pop up, I just count from there, like 0.4, and then I just load. For this specific load, for the reverse bird skip, we're gonna do a 0.4 to 0.7 second load. I know the window might seem tight, but you're gonna get it. It's a pretty simple load. Okay. So once you save and you're gonna do the reverse bird skip, you're gonna press start. As soon as you see it, just count 0.4 to 0.7 seconds. I normally aim for 0.5, and as soon as 0.5 seconds pass, I just move it. Once again, your choice on how you do it. I'm not gonna impose anything on you. You can use whatever tools you want to get that load, except like, I don't know, programming your controller, because that's not allowed. But I mean, you can use your timer, the scrolls, the metronome, whatever method you want. And after we loaded that, okay, really important thing, if you miss the load and you go on and then we're gonna show you a way later to see if you missed it, doesn't matter. There are backup strats that will only cost like 30 seconds. Like, it's not a big deal. It's not a reset point, if I can explain, you know. So once we do the reload, we run up, and this is called the reverse bird skip. I have a nice visual cue for this. Shoutouts to Stinger PA. So once you stop seeing Chrono's hair like that, and you can only see the bandana, that works. You have 4 pixels to get this, so you have 4 pixels. You can just, that doesn't work, okay? If you don't see Chrono's bandana, you're not gonna get this skip. So you can just set it up. There, I just see Chrono's bandana, right? I see Chrono's bandana there, wherever in those 2 positions I'm right now. Just hold B and right, just run right, and you're gonna skip this fight. Okay? If you are in the wrong position, you're gonna activate the fight and you need to run away. If you get that, we're gonna show you a backup load later on to regain your RNG. Not a big deal. Okay? I'm gonna stop the timer. So I'm gonna just do this motion again, but just fast speed. Now that I've already explained it, so you can see basically how it works. Just save here. I got this load in my head pretty much, so I think I got it without the timer, and just skip it. Okay? This is called reverse bird skip. It saves 4 seconds, and I really encourage you to do it. Okay, so we're gonna go back to the future, and we're gonna hit, like, it's not a break because you still need to mash through text. But I mean, it's a little bit sort of a slow-paced thing before the prison, which it's a really fast-paced area with a lot of things happening, and one of the best. I mean, oh, everything is good in this game. That's the problem. Everything is just so good. But I still think Cathedral is my favorite area personally for this category. If I were like just saying it for any category or just Chrono Trigger in general, it would definitely be Black Comet, like no questions. But yeah, for this category and for any percent no lava shell skip, I love Cathedral. So good. So just mash. Yes, ma'am. We'll take Marl to her home. Or yes, miss. I don't know if you say miss or ma'am. If she's single, whatever. You can see English is not my first language, so I apologize. Enter the forest, just run through it. You can see the enemies on screen now. That's what we were mentioning about the 2 different types of battle in this game, where you can see them like that, and some are just hidden. So if you can see them and you touch them, well, you activate them. But sometimes you don't see them, and if you touch a certain point in the ground, they'll activate. So it really, I don't know, it keeps the game fresh, you know, to different types of battles. Activate here, skip them this way, skip them that way. I don't know, it's just pretty cool. I love it. Okay, So stop this madness at once. Just kidding, stop this at once. Just smash here. This is a trial. So in this area, there's nothing much we can do to speed it out. Basically, what I told you to do at the Millennial Fair, which was basically nothing, and not talk tomorrow, is gonna put us in a position where 3 of the jurors are gonna move to guilty, and 3 are gonna move to not guilty. That is, if we answer the questions the way I'm just gonna tell you. And the way we answer the questions is just to avoid getting as many flashbacks as possible, because that loses time. So we're gonna get 3 guilty and 3 not guilty, and juror number 2 is random. Why is he random? Why don't you do something bad to get guilty? Because I want to get guilty in order to save time, you know? So why don't you eat the chicken or whatever to get guilty? Well, eating the chicken costs time. But if we leave it to random, let's say we eat the chicken and we get guilty all the time. Well, because of the time we lost eating the chicken, it's gonna be sort of equivalent to getting not guilty right now. But if we leave it to RNG, there's a small % chance that we can get guilty and save those. It's a 5-second time save. So there's a 5-second RNG time save here. So I don't know if I explained myself, but yeah, hopefully I did. If not, just send me a message and I could answer a little bit more calmly. Too much things to explain. So when the first question, he did, so she did, like Marl did. And then we're gonna get this flashback. This is the kind of flashbacks I'm talking about. This is the only one we're gonna get. And after this, bam, that's when the second juror sets. So after that closes, based on your in-game time, it's what the juror number 2 is gonna move to, guilty or not guilty. So we can't really control it unless we play frame perfect, you know? So it's random, basically. So the first question was E did, so Marl did. And the second question is, yes, I mean, she tempted me. Her money did. So Marl did, and yes. That's it. You could answer the question like that. You want to have a shot at getting guilty. This is gonna be not guilty. This one is a random one. If he moves to guilty, you're getting guilty. If not, not guilty. Guilty. Okay, we're saving 5 seconds in a tutorial. Yes. Just my luck. But in runs, yeah, not guilty, man. I don't feel like it. It's fine. Okay. Also, one thing. Juror number 7. If juror number 7 moves to not guilty, it means you talked to Marl before you got the pendant. Okay? But because I've seen people like, why am I getting not guilty? I did everything right. Well, if juror number 7 is not guilty, it means you talked to Marl before you got the pendant right at the start. The thing I told you not to do. But yeah, happens. I mean, it happens. I've been there in that position as well. So getting guilty or not guilty doesn't change the storyline, doesn't change the fight. It just saves 5 seconds because of less text boxes. So, I mean, it's not a big deal. You just gotta pray to the RNG gods to give you that 5-second time save. Oh. So yeah, I just want to remind you. Now we're in. Okay. Just want to remind you, like, take notes. Take notes is really important. So if you have the route printed out, just take your own notes. Like, maybe I'm just running fast through the areas, and then you figured out, like, well, there's a battle there, so maybe I need to move close to the right, and I don't really see that here, so I might just note for myself, run a little bit to the right or whatever, you know, something that might help you, or like unequip glitch or like bird skip. Don't save close to the rocks because you might softlock, so you can write that down. Things that we would not normally put like in the ground. This is where we get less text boxes because of guilty. And the only difference between guilty and not guilty, aside from those 5 seconds, is if you get not guilty, you get an ether, which we don't even get for the speedrun, so it's fine. Okay, I'm excited here. So if you got into an extra battle after we did a reverse bird skip, or you just failed the skip or whatever, you heal here, and you can do a backup load here. You can just save, reset, and do your 0.4 to 0.7 load, just as a reverse bird skip, and you'll be on the same RNG, okay? So if you got into an extra battle, or you just feel like, sometimes you know, like, okay, that load was bad, you can just wait until you get here to the reload again, 0.4 to 0.7, and you'll bring the right RNG. And whatever. You normally don't wait that long, so you don't get the 2 days into the execution thingy. How do I know if my RNG is right? Like, wow, I don't understand this. Well, if you did the load right in this next fight, once you do the cyclone on the guard, you're gonna hit a 60. If you hit a 57, it means you were early. If you hit a 58, it means you loaded late. So for this fight, you're just gonna mash A. Since Chrono's already in tech, you can just mash A and he's just gonna do his cycle. If you hit 60, I get 57. So that means my load for the reverse bird skip was bad. As I said, it happens. So I'm just gonna go. I mean, this is a tutorial, of course, and I'm gonna do it with the right RNG. So just gonna do save again, just reload, and I'm gonna put my timer on this time. Okay, I think that was bad too. Whatever, that's right. No, that was like on the verge. That was like maybe 0.6 to 0.7. Like it was really close to missing. I mean, even I miss my load sometimes, but I mean, it shouldn't happen normally. Once you get used to it. So yeah, you wanna attack this guy. So to attack that guy, you just wanna press A, and you're gonna just like stab him from behind. Gonna mash here for the cycle. Let's see if we get the 60. Okay, once again, this is a tutorial. That's why I reset it after not getting the 60. If you get the 57, I'm gonna teach you a backup strat for the dragon tank, which loses about 25 to 30 seconds. So it's not that big of a deal. Okay, you can just still go and fight the dragon tank pretty easily without that. So we're gonna keep going in the prison. You can skip the shields by running in the middle. Okay. Another thing that's notable, and I just realized some people didn't know about it until very recently, like long-time speedrunners. Shots fired! No, just kidding. They just hold right to go up and down the stairs. If you hold diagonal, just see the difference in speed. That's just me holding right and left, and this is me holding diagonal. Like, it's immensely faster, so you want to hold diagonal during the stairs. For this part of the run, you're gonna do a fade out glitch. So we're gonna go in here. It's normally like 13 fade outs or something, depending on how you do them, the length of your fade outs. So that's why I said you should practice your fade outs. So you wanna do the fade out, and there, I got into the battle, but the loading zone took me back. Okay. So it was like, okay. And then when I run through here, there's no battle anymore. And the reason, the fade out's really long, and doing the fight is actually faster. But if we do the fight, we're gonna lose our RNG for the dragon tank, and we don't want that. And you can check if you got the fade out, because when you do the fade out, once you get past this point right here, it means you're gonna do the battle. This is where the battle is, right here. So you can more or less have an idea of where it is. There's only one line like this there in the whole thing, so it's pretty easy to know where you're at. Okay, these next rooms aren't, it's pretty random based. These cards turn around. The first card turns every 24 frames. He has 3 directions. So the fastest he can turn to you if he's looking away from you is 48 frames. And the other guy has 2 directions and turns every 48 frames. So basically the way we do this is he like, whatever. You step right here and you wait for him to turn. And once he turns to the right, you go up and stab him. And if he catches you again, you're gonna lose your RNG, and it's pretty easy for him to catch you. Sometimes if he decides to troll you, he's gonna turn in 48 frames, and you're not gonna be able to get to him in 48 frames, and he's gonna catch you. That's whatever. So you're gonna do the backup strat for a dragon tank, but normally we want him not to catch us. Just after he passes out, we wanna press A for him, so we get a mid tonic. And this guy, you wanna stand up around here, and this guy only has 2 directions, so you wanna wait for when he moves down and just like attack him as well. Again, if they catch you, yeah, it's fine. It's fine, to be honest. Just do the backup strat for dragon tank. So you might wanna practice a little bit that room. See where to stand. Where's the furthest closest to the guard you can stand before he catches you when he turns to your position, etc. So skip the shields again. Run here, and we're gonna do a fade out glitch here to skip these guys. I think I missed it. Yeah, that was me being too greedy. You do the fade out and so basically the fade out, not really mentioned it much, but the game thinks like, okay, the game activates the fight and then the loading zone takes you out. And then you come back and the game thinks, well, there's no way. This is your second time coming in. You haven't done that fight, I mean, there's no way you can step through here. You've already gone through here and you must have done the fight, But because of the fade out glitch, we tricked the game, so the guards are gone. Which is pretty cool. Okay, up next is the Dragon Tank. If you're new in this game, should I recommend it for you? I'm not gonna recommend it. I'm just gonna ignore what I just said. Just ignore it. Don't even think about what I said. You might want to do a safety save here. There's no backup reload for the Dragon Tank, so if you messed up before, you can do the backup strat. I'm gonna explain the backup strat right now. I'm not gonna do it in the tutorial. I'm just gonna explain it. It's really simple. If you failed you got into an extra battle in the prison, you didn't get the 60, whatever. You wanna get into a Dragon Tank. You wanna do 3 fire whirls. That's gonna destroy the Dragon Tanks, like the wheels and the armor, and it's just gonna leave you with the head. After you do the 3 fire whirls, you're gonna heal Chrono. You're gonna attack with Chrono, and then you're gonna heal Chrono with Luca with a tonic. You have a tonic from a fight we had, so even if you didn't get the tonic in the Cathedral, you'll always have a tonic in your inventory at this point. And you're gonna use that tonic on Chrono, and you're gonna just hold X. And hold X all the way, and the Dragon Tank will die. So 3 fireballs, heal Chrono with a tonic, and just hold X. You can heal Chrono with the tonic. Like, it doesn't really matter who heals him. I just like to attack with Chrono since Luca deals way less damage. So that's basically the backup. If you're not on the right RNG. If your health is low, I shouldn't be. Your health shouldn't be low. But if your health is low for whatever reason, the guard that's like lying down that Luca hit with the gun in the back, he has 5 mid tonics. That was what I didn't want to mention. I just makes no sense to get them. But if your health's low, like I don't know, the shields hit you or whatever reason, they shouldn't even deal more like 10 damage to you. But if you want to heal, you can just grab those 5 mid tonics and hit them. If you're following the RNG, you don't need to heal. Okay, Dragon Tank. The way this fight works is pretty simple. If you are on the right RNG, it means we're also on the critical value we want to be. So we're gonna get a lot of criticals and we're gonna hit the head real fast. So we're gonna kill the head, and that makes the Dragon Tank not be able to heal himself. Okay, so I'm just gonna do this. I'm gonna do a full run through, full explanation, only once, and then you can just rewatch the video because it's hard for me to be stopping everything. I just want to show, because you have to do your attacks in a certain position and everything, I'm gonna be explaining it all. Don't worry. Here we go. Dragon Tank. He will heal. Chrono will attack the head while he heals. Okay. Don't before, not after. While Chrono's attacking, Luke attacks the head too. Okay. So your attacks are gonna be inputted while he's doing an animation or while your characters are doing animation. Same. Heal. Attack the head. Why, Jerry? Why don't we do it as fast as possible? This is so we ensure the same behavior every single time. So while he's in the animation, same attack with Luca. We're gonna wait for him to attack Chrono. We're gonna attack the head, and that's our 5 attacks. It's 5 attacks that we're gonna do. Okay. After this, we're gonna wait again. Only input during animations, and we're gonna do Flame Toss and Cyclone. So 5 attacks during the animations, all of them. Flame Toss and Cyclone. The reason we don't do Cyclone more is because every Cyclone is countered with a heal. But this Cyclone specifically is gonna kill the head. Okay? We wanna hold X here. So we attack on the first frame possible. Please hold X. And then this Firewall, you have like a 0.5 second window to get it. So you might wanna practice it. So you wanna do the hold X to attack with Chrono for 35 and then do the Firewall. It's a pretty tight battle, but yeah. It's pretty easy once you get the hang of it. You should never die to a Dragon Tank, to be honest. That's the dragon tank. Let's give it another go. I know I said I wasn't, but okay. I'm not gonna stop this time. During the animation, don't do it as fast as possible. It won't work. The fight won't go right, and you might die. This is a real boss, and you probably know it if you play this game casually. The dragon tank is hard. So you wanna follow the script. If you don't have the script, again as I said before, 3 fire rules, heal Chrono, hold X. Easy peasy. Not a hard boss in a speedrun, if you know how it works. If you know how it works. Again, during the animation, we inputted the flame toss on the cycle. We can start holding X right here. Like, just hold X so Chrono attacks in the first frame. And then the fire will as soon as Chrono's action bar fills. That's it. And the dragon tank. That's it. 10 and 26 HP. And if you're on the right RNG, the cool thing is you don't even need to heal until like 20 minutes from here. Well, I'm lying, like maybe like 15. The shelter here, and here's a little text skip. Okay. If you move to the right, oh sorry, not up, to the right here, you could run down. You can skip some text. What text? This text. So you can do it just fast. Just run to the right to skip it. You can skip it on the left as well. Completely up to you. But I mean, the right is the best ones if you're gonna just run to the right to go out of here. So that's just my opinion. Sorry about my coughing, I'm a little bit sick. Okay. So far, if you check my splits, we've only done 2. And normally, a good dragon tank time would be, what, like a 27 something? 27 is a good dragon tank time. If this is your first time doing this, honestly, if you get like a 35 dragon tank, that's pretty good. But yeah, in a few runs you will be getting sub 30 dragon tanks, no problem. Trust me, with a little bit of practice, easy peasy. This tutorial I'm going really slow because I really want to explain every single detail I can get into. So there they are, don't lose them. There's no escape. Silence! And you're gonna get into the portal and we're gonna go to 2380, which, you know, we just know it as the future. The future, what can I say about the future? Oh, it's the most annoying area, in my opinion. There's a lot of high risk, low reward things. Most of them I won't be explaining in this tutorial, that you can do, like save 0.5 seconds by getting a really quick cycle, but losing your RNG and an extra 15 seconds if you do. So, yeah. So it's like that kind of high risk, low reward. There's a lot of things cycle based, so you go into a certain spot and the fight, like the movement of the enemies is in cycles, so you gotta be like cycles. You can make for cycling stuff, but it's like really tight, etc. I'm gonna be explaining that for sure. Gonna be mentioning almost everything. I'm gonna be mentioning everything, yeah. Don't mash here, okay? If you mash here, you might go back into the 2300 warp, so just go down. I mean, yeah, into the warp, into the 1000 again. Okay. This is lab 16. Oh boy, where do I begin with lab 16? Lab 16 works in cycles. I'm just gonna go in to explain you how lab 16 works. You see that rat? It always follows the same cycle. Right, left, down, wait, left, wait, right, left, yeah. That's the same cycle, so it's time based, and all the other rats as well. I'm gonna try to get a first cycle to show you how first cycle is, and from there you can get second cycle, third cycle. I mean, it's not a big deal. Each cycle costs about 3 seconds. So when I run here, okay, for this rat, you wanna get your characters in a position where you make the rat go up like that, okay? So when I open the chest, I can just touch the rat, he can steal my tonic. There's a fight here, okay? There's a fight here. I'm just gonna show you, there's a fight here. So I go to lab 16, I'm gonna try to get first cycle. Okay, whatever, I didn't get first cycle. And you can skip that fight, okay? There's a way you can do it where your characters push the rat up. There, so the rat just pushes and steals your tonic, and then you can skip that. So you can run down there, get the load sword, get this, let the rat steal your tonic, and this is the first cycle, guys. This is what the first cycle lab 16 looks like, except that. Okay, but I mean, you can do it whatever you want. So I'm just gonna show it again. When open the chest, let the rat take your tonic. You can get a little push from Luke like that, that's fine, just run here, there's a battle down here, get the chest, keep running. If you feel like if you're doing slow, just wait. And I'm gonna get second cycle, that's fine. Get the load bow, go down. We got the load sword and the load bow here. We open 2 chests. And just go here. And then this is pretty easy, just stay low here as well, and stay to the left of that hydrant. That's it. One thing I should mention is if the rats steal your money more, so normally they will steal 1 tonic and then 500 G, like normally with the route. If they take steal from you 1 or more, 2 more times, whatever, we're gonna have to get a little extra money just to be safe on tonics and stuff. Normally we won't buy much during the Magus RTA, but it's faster just to buy in bulk than buy like in quantity. So it's faster to buy like 11. Because the counter advance like 1, 11, 21 that buys 17, you know, or 5 the ones that we need. So yeah. So if you got stolen money from the rats, just keep it in mind. I'm gonna show you in the factory where you can get some of it like with a 0.5 second time. It's like nothing. Okay, so we're gonna go into the Aris Dome. The Aris Dome. And I'm gonna mention it again. If someone can find a skip for the bike key we get after doing the Aris Dome, I'll give them $50. And I'm pretty sure some members of the community will join up in that. I hate Aris Dome. I hate Aris Dome. That's all I can say. Just so boring, so slow, and then yeah, man. I don't know. The Guardian, you do nothing. I don't know. And the reason we can't continue is because we need the bike key. So, but okay. Getting back to the tutorial, we go down here, we go up, and we do our menu. We do a menu here. We want to equip the load sword, and the load bow, and the berserker. Okay. If you're not on the right RNG, you might not want to equip berserker on Merle, because you're not gonna get the crits with Merle. It's fine. You can still do the fights fine. Trust me. It's just gonna be a little bit slower. Okay. So we equip load sword, load bow, and berserker. And if you didn't change your controllers at the start of the game, you want to change them now, okay? If you didn't change them at the start of the game, you want to change them now. At least the thing you want to change is that your menu button is an X. That's the only thing. And the fastest thing to do is go to menu, move to the right, and put it to X. Like you will swap, put it to A. You will swap your confirm and menu to X and A. And the reason is because once we go to the next area, if you open the menu, the game trolls you and there's a fight. So the game just puts like this siren sound, so you think, oh, there's a boss coming up, let me menu and heal and stuff. No, there's a battle if you open the menu. So by changing the controls, we can do the fatal glitch and skip it at normal. That trigger is right around there. You're gonna see my characters get hit, so you can just play around with it and just know when you got it. And you will know if you got it if once you enter again, there's no sound. So if you still hear the boom, 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 then you didn't skip it. You were too early, whatever. Okay. Also, if you change your controls just for that skip and you want to change them back to normal during the last fade out, you can just change them again. Since I changed them at the beginning, I don't need to change them here. You need to read this text. You can run before reading this, but if you don't read it, the rat won't move. Okay, so I'm gonna save here, and that's the rat. The rat, pretty simple, just dash with the B, I mean, the game doesn't teach you to dash until like this far into the game. It's pretty, I don't know, it's pretty silly in my opinion, but yeah. Now that you know how to dash, you catch the rat, it tells you the secret passage. But you might say, hey, I mean, I know the code, it never changes. Yes, but the code never lets you activate it until you catch the rat. So L and R here and press A. And here we're gonna go with Aris Dome. It's gonna go through this area like maybe 1 time or 2 times. You can go like really fast and skip some cycles, but I'm not gonna go through it. You can just hold down here and you're never gonna get caught by this bug. Just go down here and do this. There's a little bit faster cycle that saves like 0.5 seconds, but again, I'm not gonna go through that. Because if you miss it, and it's really easy to miss, yeah. And then you're gonna go here and do the fatal glitch again. And just find out where the trigger is and just play around with it. How many fade outs do you need? Because the fade out distance varies between people, not because it varies between cards or anything, but because some people are better and they just wait a little bit more to get the longer fade out, and some people just are like, no, I'm gonna lose it, so they just shorter fade outs. So you just wanna practice your fade outs and then just, okay, for me it takes 3 fade outs. If I practice it, I can get it with 2. Well, practice it, you know? Up to you. It's free. Okay, so after we watch the second part of the cutscene, we need to watch the second part of the cutscene. If we go, like, we only do the fade out and then leave, this next part of the game won't activate. So we need to do that. Just get out of here. The music is really good. And this is like a little fast strat here. You walk down. I mean, you can find it. That wasn't the fastest strat, but it's one of the faster ones you can get. And you're gonna get between this rat cycle. You normally, if you do it on any other way, you're gonna get caught by those rats before you get the cycle. But yeah, that's the way. So yeah, you can just rewatch it and check that out. I don't like I always do the same movement. I don't like those 0.5, 0.2 seconds optimizations. Because if you fail it, yeah, it's a real time loss for a really small time save. The game is not optimized that much. Maybe someday we'll need that to get world record. Then we will do it. I mean, I can do it, but it's just risky. Okay, so this is the bike key. If somebody can find the bike key, skip. $50, guys. And I don't want any tricks like, oh, I didn't get the bike key. No. I want for us to be able to get through to the Proto Dome without racing Johnny. That's what I want. You can glitch yourself out, you can try whatever you want. What's racing Johnny? This. You don't want to put the key in the car, you want to touch the right side of the screen. If you put the key in the car's gonna turn on, and it's gonna do a longer animation. This is where we're gonna race Johnny. The man! He's the man! Okay. Dun, dun, dun. The music's really good, Johnny's. Do you know how to write? Yes. Okay, one thing to note here, the controls change. So the controls are not the ones you set to. The controls are the original ones. And what you want to do in the Johnny race is you want to try and bunk on front of him. You want to try to get more wind power, so you get a faster race, and that saves time. There's a really safe strat that people used to do, that they just bunk like this the whole race, and at the end they outspeed him with the turbo, you press with a B. But I found out it loses time. We found out it loses time. So you can just go bouncing. You wanna also use the 3 turbos. Why? Because it saves like, it's a free 0.5 second time save. Safe strat here, you bounce behind him when there's like 40 in the rest, and then you just use the turbo at the end to beat him. Again, just play through a race, you'll get familiar with it, the controls, everything. It's pretty simple, to be honest. Yeah, I mean, you can lose the race. It costs like 50 seconds. It's really possible to lose because of the rubber banding, the way it works. I go ahead, you go ahead, blah, blah. But yeah. So we're gonna go to Proto Dome now. Dome's a pretty cool area. There's a couple of fights that they might set us back a little bit. I don't know how to say it really. Shouldn't be able to think about this. Okay, if you're not on the right RNG, the fights will be a little bit different. But since I'm on the right RNG, let me just show you how it works, and then I'll explain you how it would work if you're not on the right RNG. Okay, this is what I wanted to say. If you're not on the right RNG, yeah, you might want to. Yeah, you might want to heal. Okay, so if you're not on the right RNG, before you enter portal, you want to use your shelter, okay? If you're not on the right RNG before you enter portal, you want to use it because that's gonna leave a. I mean, it's gonna. You might die during the battle. So once you get here, you enter, and you're gonna do this fight. It's pretty much simple, and it's gonna. Yeah, it's gonna save some time. Oh. Just a little bit. So you enter. Wait. X. Okay, so yeah, that wasn't the way I wanted to do it. So you enter Dome, and basically Marl's gonna get crits here. So you wait for Marl crit, and you hold X with Chrono. After Marl crits, and here you wanna mash A with Luca. So mash A with Luca. She's on Firewall, so even if you mash, you're not gonna use a Firewall because Chrono doesn't have his action bar. And you wanna use Flame Toss on that enemy. And it's really important, even if you're not on the right RNG, for you to use Flame Toss here, because we wanna set Luca on Flame Toss for the R series fight. Since we have the memory cursor on memory, it's gonna remember. If you're on the right RNG, this guy's gonna hit Marl, and then Marl's gonna crit him to death. So Marl crit, Chrono crit, Marl crit, Chrono attack, Luca Flame Toss, Marl crit. If you're not on the right RNG, the way to kill this guys, it's for Chrono to attack one, and then Marl to attack one, that kills one. That's like a combo. Or Chrono to attack one, and Luca Flame Toss one, that kills. If you're lucky and Chrono gets a crit, well, that kills in one shot. There's a fight right here, but if you walk here, you don't activate it. If I run, I activate the fight, so just walk. Pretty simple. Okay, he's in bad shape. Sorry for thinking way too much earlier in the video. Somebody got home and was talking to me, and I was like trying to remember what was I gonna say. And I don't like editing video. I just like to do it for tutorials. I mean, if I'm explaining something else, then maybe I like to edit. But yeah, just do it single segment, man. So just talk to Robo, and you repair him, and he's gonna go with you. And prepare to be Robo rolled. Okay, Robo is the only character in the game that it doesn't save much time if you don't rename him, so it's up to you. I always rename him, though, it's fine. So for renaming Robo, there's already a character named O, which is Chrono, so you want to delete all of his letters, and then just put him like a symbol or something. And then that's why you're gonna rename Robo. I mean, you can practice it and do it faster, obviously. But it's not a big deal, to be honest. There's also, you can also name your characters blank space, but I'll always leave that for Ayla. I name her blank space, so that's why I give Robo just a character, because Ayla is A, same as Luca. So you just mash here to the text. And he's gonna say like, yeah, but somebody needs to stay here, and then you're just gonna mash, and Luca's gonna stay here. I mean, Marl's gonna stay here, yes, sorry. Sorry, Marl, love you. Walk through here again, go out. Again, if you're on the right RNG, you're fine. If you're not on the right RNG and you haven't used the shelter, please do so before you enter the factory. If you use the shelter before the bugger fight in the prototype, then you're all right. There's a way to do this fight, which can be a little bit tricky. Not that much. Basically, you want Chrono to attack, then Robo, then Luca by holding X. But if you hold X from the start, you're gonna see. I'm just gonna hold X here. Chrono's gonna attack, and we don't want that. And then if I keep holding X, Luca's gonna attack, and Luca's gonna crit, and I don't want that. Okay. So I'm just gonna wait a little bit for Robo's action bar to fill, then I'm gonna hold X. You might want to practice this because the timing can be pretty hard to get before you get hit. And yeah, Robo will crit or then he will die. We can now enter the factory. Through here. Okay, if you've been following the route, the tutorial, RNG is fine, then voila. Shelter here. I really recommend you doing a safety save here. The reason is our series might be a hard fight for some, and if you die and you have a safety save and you go back to the trial or to the bird skip, well, I mean that's 30-minute loss. If you die in our series and you come back here, it's only like a 5-minute loss. I mean it's a lot, but it's not as much, you know. So we're gonna get into this fight. Normally you need those guys won't be on the floor, and our first running away from fights. To run away from fights, you hold L and R and press B. Normally you want to hold L and R, open the menu, and then just hold B. Because if you're holding L and R, and you open the menu, your runaway bar keeps filling up. So because we are on wait, the enemies won't attack us. So we will get to the fight unscathed. Open hatch, go down. And there's a few battle skips here. Just run up left here, down, hog a wall, left or right, whatever you want, and hog down here. If you got if you got money stolen from the rats, or you just want to buy extra stuff because you don't feel comfortable, whatever, just get the hammer arm. It's like in the way, just boom, and then just touch this screen. This next fight is RNG based, so this next fight is gonna give you a pattern based on your in-game timer. There are 60 different patterns, and we want to get more greens than oranges. The reason being, greens have less defense. Okay? But if we get greens and an orange is near and we attack the green one, it will do a counter attack. Each counter attack loses 6 to 7 seconds and it hits pretty hard. So we want to be careful. We normally want to get 5 greens, but there's only a 1 in 60 chance to get 5 greens. So it's based on your in-game timer when you enter the room. So as soon as you enter this room, your pattern is set in stone. You can't change it. So let's see what I get in this tutorial. 4-1, not bad, not good. Normally you want to cyclone all of them, but because there's a green there, I'm not gonna cyclone until he moves like far away. So for example, I'm not gonna cyclone this 3. You normally want to cyclone, but I'm just gonna evade cycloning those guys. And just for many reasons with Robo, we want to do a rocket punch. After this one, then you might just want to attack. Okay, I'm just gonna attack this 3 here. Oh, just got the okay. I'm not watching the HP, so. Okay, fine, I'm gonna get countered. It's fine. Not a biggie. It's fine if you get countered. This fight's really bad, but I mean, the general idea is to cyclone with Chrono, do 1 rocket punch with Robo, and then just attack with him. That's just my opinion. Some people just rocket punch the whole way. I don't like to rocket punch the whole way. What did I do? No, what did I do? This is a bad fight, guys. Sorry. Whatever. I mean, you'll just play through this fight enough. It's just RNG, what damage rolls you get and whatnot, so it's fine. The rocket punch is for, we're gonna have our mid robo in rocket punch for Magus Castle. It's gonna make things easier. I think. I can't remember. Whatever. You can just fight this fight however you want. The way I usually do it is Cyclone with Chrono all the times. Make sure you don't Cyclone below Chrono's 8 MP. Chrono needs 8 MP for the RCS fight. So if you're doing a really slow fight and you're cycling a lot and Chrono is going to drop below 8 MP, forget it. Stop it. Chrono needs to have 8 MP after that fight. With Robo you can do rocket punches or attack. It's debatable. I'm not even gonna say you should do the rocket punch on the start. I don't really care. You should just attack all the time, yeah, because Robo can crit really hard on the oranges, and Luca just attack normally. Okay, we're gonna get here, and we're gonna enter the password here. It's XAB, and XAB, XABY, but it's not the way you change your controls. It's with the original controls, so look at your control and then the original X, A, B and Y. If you change your controls, then it's still the original one. Okay, so it's the X, A, B, Y that's marked in the controller. And up next is the R series fight. So after the acid alkaline fight, if you got hit at all, you wanna do Cure Beam with Robo. You can do it right here, you can do it right after the acid alkaline fight, which was that random fight we just had that was really bad in the tutorial, you know, whatever. But the thing is, you need to heal your characters, just Luke and Chrono. Robo doesn't matter for this fight, because this fight is really easy to die if you're on low health, because we do take a lot of damage, like that's a fact. And we're gonna go to the R series fight. So as you see, there's no place to safety save in the way. That's why the safety save we did way back when we entered factory, that's gonna help us if we die in our series. I don't want to scare you, but I mean, it's a hard fight. That's the way it rolls. Okay, so R series. The way this fight works, there's 3 R series in front, 3 in the back. If you kill one in the front by himself, the others one are gonna counter when you hit them. So we wanna kill them, the 3 in, like, once we kill a single part of them, we wanna kill either the 3 or kill one and then in the next attack kill the other 2 so they don't counter us. So what we're gonna do for this fight is we're gonna do Cyclone with Chrono, 4 Cyclones, and with Luca we're gonna kill off 1. And the reason we're gonna kill off 1 with Luca is because if the 6 robots decide to attack Chrono, Chrono's gonna die. But if the 5 robots decide to attack Chrono, then Chrono's not gonna die. So that's why Luca kills 1 off, just to remove that little tiny possibility that Chrono might actually get knocked out by the R series. Okay, so this fight is pretty tricky, and right here, before this next part, I'm gonna explain what's known as the double tap. This is just a little thing that I like to do. I call it the double tap. So, well, I mean, it's a double tap. So basically, you're gonna tap the A button twice when you're gonna select an attack. And why are you gonna tap twice? Why can't I mash? Well, if you mash when you're gonna get you want to get your menu real far. You want to get into your tech menu real fast for this fight. Okay, real fast. But if you mash, there's a chance you might mash the Cyclone and you might attack the wrong R series, you know? If you double tap, let's say you double tap too early, your first tap doesn't register and your second tap gets you into the tech menu. So the timer, you know, the R series won't attack you, won't do anything, you know? You're safe. Let's say you double tap and both of your inputs go through, then you select the Cyclone, you enter the tech menu, sorry, and you select the Cyclone, but you don't use it. So you can still select the enemy you want to hit. So please practice it. It's called the double tap. I use it basically for every fight. This fight's really tight on timing, so you want to make sure you get your attacks out as fast as possible. If you got killed for some reason, it's because you didn't get your attacks out as soon as possible, and RNG doesn't matter in this fight, okay? The RNG, since the acid alkaline fight is random, we don't know what RNG stream we're at right now, okay? We don't know. So, next stage date. So just wait. Double tap, as I said, I got the double tap, so I select the 3 in the front. I'm gonna hold X, because Luke is gonna attack. See, everybody's hitting Chrono. So Luke is gonna attack that one, then we're gonna do another double tap. That was an early double tap, so I still got into the menu. We're gonna do it on the back ones. Here you wanna be careful, because normally you would just mash and Luca would do flame toss, but if you're doing your inputs pretty fast, you might get your cyclone before the flame toss. So you don't really wanna mash, you wanna still do double taps. Flame toss and then cyclone the back 3 again. If for any reason the 3 in the back hit you before you managed to do that second cyclone, then you were too slow with your inputs, okay? So just keep that in mind. So cyclone, and then you can just mash A, so you can get the other cyclone. Okay, so just keep in mind, cyclone front, hold X, Luke attack the bottom one. Cyclone back, flame toss the one in the front, cyclone in the back so you kill them all, and then cyclone the front, and you are serious. Easy. The only thing you need to watch for is that Chrono needs to have 8 MP after the acid alkaline fight. That's it. Our series easy peasy. If you're having trouble with this fight, before the fight, you can change your battle speed to 2. Okay? To 2. But make sure you change it after the fight back to 1. It's really important. Really important, because the next fight's the Masamune fight. I don't know about Nisbel, but Masamune fight only works in battle speed 1. Okay? At least the script we have. You can do it easily in whatever battle speed, but I mean, to do it fast, it's battle speed 1. Our series works the same way in battle speed 2, so if you are having trouble, you can just change battle speed 2 in the menu. Okay, so that will be tutorial part 1. I'm gonna leave it right here for part 1. Part 2 is gonna be Yakra all the way to Magus. It's gonna be about the same length. The reason we didn't advance, much like through Aria series, because at the start you're explaining everything and stuff. So it just runs. So right now you just want to mash text and get to the end of time. So yeah, Chrono Trigger tutorial. This is Magus RTA, or Defeat Magus. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope this helped you. Once again, I encourage you to join and look up. To join the Chrono Trigger community, look up chrono.wiki.com. You can find the strategies, the times, the PBs, glitches, tutorials, any category you want to run. You want to do 20%, you want to do 20% no level shell skip, you want to do 100%, you want to do all endings, you want to do Magus RTA. Just look up, everything's up there. Really helpful site. You can also check speedrun.com. We only use speedrun.com as a leaderboard. The rest it redirects over to our wiki.page, which I posted at the beginning of the run. So thank you for watching. I am ElGranJerry, and I'll be with you in a few seconds if you're gonna let this play to watch part 2. So thank you for watching, guys. Peace out.